I'm in the big leagues, told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're checking out the brand new Onnex brought to us by Stan Archery. Stan is known for making super reliable releases both for hunting and for target archery, and new to us this year is going to be the Onnex platform. Now the Onnex platform is a blend of the Shoot Off, the SX3, and also the Prefix release, where they basically took all of the best features and combined it to come out with the Onnex. Now the Onnex is going to be available in a resistance activated release, a hinge style release, and also a thumb button, which I have here. And the best thing about this platform is all three of those releases share the same body design and also the same hook location. So if you're someone who likes to interchange between releases depending on the season, you can do so without having to worry about your anchor point changing or the actual feel of the release changing in your hand, which is going to increase your overall accuracy. Now the Onnex is going to be available in an aluminum body, and then it's going to also be available in a brass body, which is their heavy metal option, which I have here. Now the aluminum is going to be available in a stainless steel finish, and then also new to Stan this year is their sage green. I saw the sage green at Sunrise Archery, and that color is amazing. They knocked that thing out of the park. That is a very slick looking release. That color is a lot darker in person when compared to looking at it online. I think it closely resembles like a Ranger green or an OD green color. And what's also really nice about it is it does have a matte finish, so there's no real shine to that release. And also that thing is not going to be subject to any type of tarnishing, whereas the brass will obviously tarnish over time. But Stan was nice enough to include a polishing rag in the box of that release. Now, as far as like the weight of this release goes, this is a very heavy release, but ever since I shot the UltraView Hinge 2.0 in their stainless steel finish, I have started gravitating more towards a heavier style release. I like the way that it feels in the hand. I like how beefy it is. So I decided to go with their heavy metal option. Now, as I mentioned, this thing is very heavy. This thing is coming in at 218 grams, where the UltraView Hinge 2.0 in their stainless steel finish was coming in at 123 grams. Now, if I compare that to my lighter release, the Carter Wise Choice, that release is 100 grams. So definitely a very heavy release. And I will also mention, I was very surprised at how heavy the aluminum body release was with a large thumb barrel on it. I would say that that thing is very much in line with the UltraView Hinge 2.0 in stainless steel. So if you guys are interested in the Onnex release, I would highly recommend that you go to Sunrise Archery, located in Fenton, Michigan. They do have these in stock. You'll be able to pick them up, test them out, get a feel for them in the hand, and know that it's going to be the right fit for you versus placing an order online. Now, all three of these releases are going to be available in 4 different sizes, so you can buy them in a small, medium, large, and extra large. Now, I went with a large release. This is very close in design to the Carter Wise Choice body, which I'm very familiar with. Now, originally I thought I would be picking up a medium size, but once I picked that release up, that does run a little smaller. So keep that in mind as you guys are shopping. Again, if you have the ability, go to your local bow shop, pick one up, and see if it's going to be a right fit for you. Now, when talking about what comes in the box when you buy the release, so right out of the package, this thing is going to come set up as a 3-finger, but you do have the ability to change it from a 2-finger or a 4-finger. Now, keep in mind, if you change it to a 2-finger, you're basically going to have an opening on the back. Stan did not provide anything to actually cover that up. I feel like they probably should have, but for me, not too big of a concern because I will run this in a 3-finger configuration. What's also included is you have a large thumb post, you have a small thumb post, and then you have 2 different thumb barrels that you can choose from. There's a thin option and then also their thicker thumb barrel option. Now, also included in the package is a 5/64 Allen wrench, and then also, as I already mentioned, there's a polishing rag for the brass release. I'm not sure if that's included on the aluminum body, probably not, but like I said, it is included on the brass option. Now, another couple features that I want to mention about the Onnex is that this third finger or fourth finger is going to have, you're going to have the ability to change the pitch of that or the orientation of that finger just by loosening that screw. There is a little bit of adjustability, so if you like that more swept back, you can have it there. For me personally, I like it kind of in line with the other two fingers, so I have mine basically pushed all the way up. Now, Stan also included a D-loop hook, which is going to prevent that thing from falling off of your D-loop, which is going to be very nice in a hunting situation. Obviously, with this, you can basically hook that on, leave it on your D-loop, and then when you're ready for action, just basically grab it and you don't have to worry about hooking into the release. So all very nice options. Now, as far as adjustability goes, I will say that this release has the most customization or the ability to customize it over any other release that I've shot in the past. Being able to change the thumb post, being able to change the pitch of that thumb post is really next level. It allows you to get this thing set up exactly the way that you want to shoot it. Whereas like if I compare that to my Carter Wise choice, you really only have the ability to rotate this thumb barrel. You don't have the ability to extend it out. And the same thing goes with the UltraView Hinge 2.0 that I shot earlier. No real customizations other than adding a thumb peg or the hunting bracket. Now, as far as adjusting the trigger tension and trigger travel, you have the ability to do so. So if you want to adjust how hot or how cold the trigger is, you're basically going to locate the screw that is on the side of the index finger. You're going to turn it counterclockwise to make it hotter, clockwise to make it colder. And then if you want to adjust the trigger travel, you're basically going to locate the screw right under the S on the Stan logo, and then it's basically going to be the opposite, if I recall. So counterclockwise is going to increase the travel, clockwise will decrease the travel. Now, if you're like me and you do not like travel on your release, there is a way to completely eliminate it. Basically what you're going to do is activate the release like you were going to shoot it, and then basically turn it counterclockwise until the release fires. And then what I did was a half turn, and then basically that set it essentially to no travel. And the reason that I like my release not to have any travel is just, you know, it's personal preference, but it's also has a lot to do with the way that I shoot it. So when I come to full draw and I come to anchor and I'm ready to shoot, I basically settle on my thumb peg, put a little bit of pressure, and then pull, and then it activates the release. Now, with that said, let's go ahead, let's take this thing outside. We will send some arrows downrange, and then we'll come back in here and I'll let you guys know my overall thoughts and opinions. All right, so we're back from shooting the Onnex Release, and I gotta say, this thing is fantastic. It is by far one of the nicest releases that I have ever shot, and definitely the nicest release that I've shot in 2022, and I've shot a couple so far. Now, this will probably, without a doubt, replace the Carter Wise choice, which I hunt with now and also use as my main target release. This release is very crisp. It is very solid in the hand. It feels great in the hand. The width of this release makes it very easy to get a very consistent grip every time I grab it. And I love the weight of this heavy metal option. And also the level of adjustability that you have on this release, like I already said, it is next level. You can really customize this to your preference. Now, for me, as I already mentioned, I like to pull through my shot with a thumb button versus slamming the thumb peg down. So being able to adjust the tension, the trigger travel, is really allowing me to get this release set up to where it feels comfortable, to where I'm getting a surprise shot every single time. Like I said, this thing is a very stellar release. Now, another pretty neat feature about this release, and I forgot to mention this in the specifications, is the fact that you are also getting this lockout feature. Now, with the lockout feature, what's nice about that is if you like drawing your bow back, you like going through your shot process, and you don't want to worry about accidentally firing your bow or dry firing your bow, you can use this peg and it'll basically lock out this release. So you screw it right in here, and basically you'll be able to activate the release, and then you can also shoot the release, but you don't have to worry about this actually firing or dry firing it. So again, you have the ability to test this out on your bow, go through your shot process, and know that thing's not going to fire. So pretty sweet feature by Stan. It was one thing that I wanted to bring up because I did forget to mention it in the specifications. But other than that, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys want to check out the Stan Onnex, like I said, go over to Sunrise Archery. They do have these things in stock, and you'll be able to get your hands on these and figure out which size and which weight is going to be best for you. If you have any other questions, you can always leave me a comment below. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Your guys' support greatly helps us out. And if you have not checked out MichiganAmbushoutdoors.com, please go over there. We do have some hats available, and your guys' purchases of those hats greatly supports this channel, keeps us doing what we're doing. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you guys on the next one.
I'm in the big leagues.